Σήμερα στο ilovestyle έχουμε μεγάλη χαρά να φιλοξενούμε τον διεθνούς φήμης πλαστικό χειρούργο Dr. Fernades, ο οποίος βρίσκεται στην Κύπρο με αφορμή την παρουσίαση των νέων προϊόντων της Environ που φέρνει στην Κύπρο η Merpoline Health. Hello, we're glad to have you here.
Hello, Stella. I'm very glad to be with you.
So tell us about the idea of creating Environ products.
Well, the idea behind creating Environ products was to make something that could keep your skin healthy despite the problems that we always face because we go out into light.
Okay.
Shall I say more? Most people don't realize that when they go out into light, they destroy the certain important chemicals in their skin. The most important of this is vitamin A. And that's why what I've tried to do is to ensure that people maintain the healthy benefits of vitamin A in their skin.
Okay. Environ is known for being against exfoliation. Can you explain why?
Well, the thing that most people don't understand is that the outer layer of skin, which we call the epidermis, is designed to make the horny layer, which is the very surface layer of the skin. And that's the so-called rough layer, the dead layer. But in fact, the cells are programmed to become those special dead plates so that they can protect the skin. When you exfoliate, you get rid of those cells. And so then the skin doesn't have adequate protection against the environment.
Okay. Environ also promotes a low SPF and adds antioxidants. Is this enough for the Cyprus sun?
Well, the interesting thing, and this is research work done in both America and in Britain, is that even in a sun like in Cyprus, you just need an SPF of 15 in order to protect you. And this people find very strange. But now the thing is this, when we're talking about SPF, we're only talking about the UVB rays. But we've got to consider about the UVA rays. Now the UVA rays we don't protect very well. And the SPF gives you no idea of the UVA protection. And the problem is this, that the UVA rays create free radicals. And free radicals can be inactivated by antioxidants. And that's why what I did when I formulated the sunscreen, I made sure that we had a good, rich quantity of many antioxidants in the sunscreen.
You mentioned before vitamin A. So vitamin A is known for sensitizing the skin against the sun, but Environ promotes to wear vitamin A in the morning. Can you please explain how come?
Well, the thing is this, that most people and many doctors, when they're talking about vitamin A, they're actually talking about vitamin A acid or about the alcohol form, which is retinol. Now, retinol and retinoic acid, or vitamin A acid, are sensitizers to the sun. So when you're using them, you have to protect yourself. Otherwise, your skin goes brilliant red, you know, and you get quite a lot of damage because of the irritation. So that's why most doctors, most people think that vitamin A is a dangerous thing to use when you're going out into the sun. However, the form of vitamin A that I prefer to use is called retinol palmitate. That is the vitamin A fat. It's the fatty form of vitamin A. And this, strangely enough, is a sunscreen. And even more strange is that in our upper layer of the skin, we normally have rich amounts of retinol palmitate. the vitamin A fat, you see. So this is acting as a sunscreen, and the interesting thing is that the proof that it is a sunscreen has been established by international universities. One of them is at the University of Geneva, where they have shown that the sort of quantity of vitamin A that I advise people to use gives them an SPF of 20, even though there's no SPF factor in the cream. So the sensitivity of the skin to the sun is dependent upon the amount of vitamin A that you have in the skin. So if you have rich amounts of vitamin A, it's stored as the fat form in the outer layers of the skin, and so it protects the deeper layers of the skin. It's a natural sunscreen.
At what age should one start taking care of the skin?
Well, I always say that the time to start taking care of your skin is when you first go out into sunlight, because when you go there, you damage your skin just exactly the same as an adult. And that time, by the age of about 3-4, children are spending a significant amount of time in the sun. Here in Cyprus, I would imagine that younger babies are exposed to sun, but not too much, and younger children don't get the opportunity to spend hours and hours probably in the sun because they're being protected by their parents. But as they become a little bit more independent, so they need to protect their skin from damage. And vitamin A is the only chemical that will do that safely. And there's another thing that you could do, which is related to vitamin A, and that is you could give your children tomato soup the night before. And that means that their skin is richer in another form of a sort of cousin of vitamin A, and that gives you natural sun protection.
Interesting. Prevention and treatment of hyperpigmentation. What if someone has both acne and hyperpigmentation?
Well, you're talking about one of the most difficult patients to treat. First of all, acne is in some people quite resistant, in others it's relatively easily sorted out. But if you've got acne scarring with hyperpigmentation around the scars, you've got a very difficult problem. Unfortunately, there's no good treatment for pigmentation. I know many people are promised by doctors, therapists, that there will be a rapid response if they do one treatment or another. But usually when you do rapid treatments, you expose yourself to significant complications. And one of the complications that is unfortunately relatively common, and that is that the pigmentation mark that you're worried about is actually bigger and worse after you've done a treatment, even though in the initial phases you think that the pigmentation has gone. I'm not a great fan for quick treatments. However, in the Cypriot skin, they just are at the lighter Cypriot skin is suitable for treatments like intense pulsed light, that's IPL. However, the complication of that sometimes is that it doesn't get as light as you want it to get, or you may get associated pigmentation from the burn that can occur when the IPL is not done very well.
So what's new in home care?
Right now, I think that for me, I've been researching for the past few years on a very special cocktail of peptides. Most people use 1, maybe 2 peptides, but in this case what I've been using is 5 peptides. And I find that by doing this, first of all, it makes the cream extraordinarily expensive to make. And it was a very expensive research trial. But the other thing is this, that it gives us opportunities that we can achieve, which you can't achieve with just 1 or just 2 peptides. So these little basic units that make up a protein, which are generally related to collagen and elastin, by supplying them to the skin and enhancing their penetration, we can get stunning results. Tightening of skin, filling out of tissues as though the person has actually had fillers. And this is because these same peptides promote the release of hyaluronic acid inside the skin.
So this is the value of the peptides.
So this in combination with protecting the skin with vitamin A, vitamin C, E, and many other antioxidants means that we probably are getting closer to the ideal skincare.
Okay, it was nice to have you here, and thank you very much for your to be here with us, and hope to see you soon again.
Well, thank you very much, and I'd also like to thank Marpeline Health, which is the company here in Cyprus, which has arranged that I should meet you and speak to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.